Brr. It was minus 32 this morning when I looked. Yeah, very fresh. It's occurred to me I could just use this thermometer and everybody gets to see. So there you go. A little brisk, isn't it, Finn? But the snow was really, the sky was perfectly blue this morning early. It's almost lunchtime now. I'm on farmer time. Well, it's 11 o'clock precisely. But the snow was so sparkly, it's kind of too bad. You can't film the sparkle. It looks sparkly, but then when you actually load up the film, the sparkles are gone. So we're gonna feed these babies their grain. And I heaped them up with hay last night, so poor Bambi. You're looking a little frosty, aren't you? Yikes. Look at that. Oops. Yeah, they're all snowy. Poor little buggers. Fuji, look at him. He's frosted right up. Ready for your grain? Okay, here we go. Put you in the gizmo here. This branch is coming down further and further. All right, here it comes, babies. Are you ready? Oops. Watch out! You always get ripped off, don't you, Dots? There, have a little bit extra. Oh, you got the hose this time, didn't you? There's the rain for them. All that just to get you guys that picture. There it is. Is it good? Yummy? Have it. Good job. Steam's coming off them now. So good news, you guys get to listen to me wheezing and breathing away here, especially in the cold weather. The tech man ordered us some, this is a DJI gimbal. It's kind of a little, I want to show you a video of the gadget that we have to put the cell phone in to take the picture. But, we got this thing that you put the phone in and then it kind of wobbles around and takes the shakes out. But now this morning, Mr. Tech Man ordered us a set of DJI, supposed to be that's the good stuff apparently, microphones, one that goes right on the collar of my shirt and another one we can throw in the feeding trough so you guys can hear what the cows have to say. Anyway, that's enough of that. Are you happy, babies? Huh? Yeah, you can see there. It's a little backlit there. Poor frosty babies. All right, let's put this bucket over here. I'm gonna try to sit it on them sticks right there to keep the snow off the bottom because I don't want to get snow into our big sack of grain there because snow is moisture eventually. All right, here we go. And Finnegan, coming? Come on. You don't want to get left out, do you? Okay, jump. Hurry up. There you go. Jump. There he goes. That's a boy. Back, banged his backside. This time. Yeah, you can forget it. I'm not petting that. Yeah, the tree's branches are hanging down. My tube keeps trying to get hooked off on all of this stuff here. See how there's a slope in the hill right here? Well, if you put this, because it's always a problem. The cows, they kind of mill around the molasses tub or the feeding area, and then accidentally somebody lifts their tail and makes a mess in the bucket. But if you put it on a side hill slope like that, then they don't like to stand on a side hill. They pick flat ground to stand around, and so they don't mill around there, and then you don't have the oopsies in the tub. And because it's on an angle, it's much easier for them to stick their head in there. And they stand always on the lower side here. Look, there's no tracks up there, or very few. They don't go up there. And so they stand with their head towards the bucket and the dangerous end pointing away from the bucket. And so then we don't get, here, see that? Then we don't get that into the molasses. Little farmer tip for you there. Yeah, it's, see the sun? Yeah, it's not so clear, but it was clear blue this morning. It was a beautiful morning, except it was minus 32. I was a little concerned that we were having some global warming or something, because this is absolutely normal temperature for February. It's exactly how it's always been my whole life. But we've had an exceptionally, not warm, but we haven't had any low temperatures all year so far, and it was really non-typical. But now we're back to normal. I had to crack out, you see that? I had to crack out the felt-lined boots, and which is something I usually wear all winter long. Yeah, see, they still got some hay to eat here. They haven't run completely out, and that's how you want it when the weather's cold. If they feel like a mouthful of hay, they should be able to have one. Yeah, is it good? Cocos? Yeah, have it. And I won't give them another bale. There's plenty here. I'll let them chew on this a bit. And come out in a couple, 3 hours, 2 or 3 o'clock, and then get them another bale. There's always the problem, right? They pick it over even in the cold weather. So you kind of gotta, there's food there, you just gotta get it. Don't be fussy, like little kids. Cujo. Here, this one's frozen on the bottom edge, but give it a little shake. And then this piece, they don't like it so much. We'll chuck it out there and they can walk on it. There you go. Have it. Good boy. If you don't break it up, the frozen bits, they'll take it out there and break it up, and that'll be the end of your, and they'll step on it and then they won't want it anymore. Okay. I'll put my other hand in my pocket. We'll do this thing. Hey, Dots. It's a little brisk today, isn't it? Dots, I've told old farmers, that's what they do. They tell you the same story over and over. Dots, great, I don't know, before we even started with the letter designation, like this is the D line, starting from a cow named Dottie. Dottie's mother's name was actually Feather, and Feather had a calf that had a black dot, and a friend of ours, shout out to Chris, hi Chris, he was here visiting my parents back, we were in our 20s or something. He was up here, came to visit my parents because he had some time off. And anyway, Feather had a baby, and it was an Angus, Feather was a Hereford Shorthorn cross. And she had a baby from an Angus bull we had way back then. His name was Sambo. And the baby looked like this, exactly, had a one dot over one eye. The other eye was white. She's called what was called a black baldy, because where Dots is brown, where Dots, D-O-T-S, that's what this one's called, because she's got two plural dots. Dottie, she was black because her father was a black Angus and her mother was Feather. And Chris named my mom back then. She said, told Chris, well, you got to see her, and she did him the honor of, you can name her. And so Chris, he called her Dottie. And that was the beginning of the D line. And so Chris, this is, I don't know how many generations now. That's like 30 years ago, at least. This is Dottie's great grandmother, or granddaughter. Isn't that fun? And Feather, when my children were born, my children are in their mid-20s now. When Feather was, I don't think it was Dottie, a few calves after that. When my kids were little, I trained Feather because she had that shorthorn, which is shorthorn make rich milk. If you want to increase the milk in your herd, that's what you need to do, is stick a little bit of shorthorn in there, because they have a very high maternal instinct, and their cream percentage will be a little higher than a Hereford, considerably higher. And so I got busy and trained Feather to stand and let me milk her when my daughter was born. And so for her first summer, I think she was a year old or not, whenever, their kids are on bottles. And my wife, we used to give her, we called it feather milk, and my daughter would drink feather milk. And then fall came, and in the fall, that's what happens, the cows dry up. And so there wasn't any more feather milk, because that was it for the season. And so my wife, she said, what are we going to do? We don't have any feather milk. Well, you have to buy some from the store. And so we did. In the very first bottle, we put in the bottle and heated up a little bit and tried it. And my daughter, she put the bottle in her mouth, and she took one tug on it and popped it back out. And she looked, held it out with her eyebrows down, a little scowl. And that's not feather milk. Like, what are you trying to pull here? And because she was used to having about 20% cream, and then she got, I think back then they used to call it 4%. They don't even do 4 now, they do 3. But Feather, Dot's great grandmother, or how many greats ago, five or six greats ago, she's the one that provided milk for my first child. There you go, some old history trivia. But you can, if you've got, if you mix a beef cow with pick your dairy of choice, Jersey or whatever, and then that'll crank up. Oh, just about fell over. This is getting steep down here. That'll crank up the cream content in the milk. And you can, if you get a tame cow, like we've been taming our cows here, you get them tamed down and teach them to stand. You can milk them, and especially for one family. One family doesn't need 16 liters of milk a day. And so you can train it to milk, and then milk it twice a week, or whatever schedule you want. That's not feather milk. That was so funny. She had the look on her face like, you guys are trying to pull a fast one. What is this? You're giving me the shitty stuff. Hey, Joe? Yeah, they won't be long to fix this up. I gotta chip away at this pile here. It's getting pretty. Maybe when we come out later today, they'll get that cleaned up. Then you will pull the hay away, and then we'll take, that's what that little square shovel is under the tarp for, is to knock the top off of that hump, because that trough should be a little deeper. It's hard to keep the hay in there. It slides out this way down into the low point right there. And so we'll maybe fix that later on today. Hey, cowies. Yeah. It is a nice bright day though. Beautiful. Just cold is all. Is it cold, Finn? Yeah, a little bit chilly. Should we go in the house? Are you ready? All done? Is it time? Should we go? Yeah? All right. Well, there's your story for the week. But once we get 2 microphones, then we'll get to play with that. That tech guy, when he ordered the DJI microphones, they come in a set of 2 in case you're interviewing somebody or something, then they can both have a microphone. I don't know. So we'll have to clip one on the cow's ear or something. But apparently it's a little more sound muffling, because I got some comments about it noisy and can't hear you, because I walk around and then the microphone's not on me. So we'll have another learning curve to go on. Just barely got over the first one. Right, cowies? Stella. Got a cute little blue nose. Don't you? Hmm? All right. Wherever you are, have a happy day. And we'll see you next time. Maybe we'll take this bale next time. And then that big lump of snow is going to fall off of there and... There he is. Oops. Freehanding this. That's a pileated woodpecker. One of them big ones. My grandpa used to say, when you hear those guys, they come down out of the mountains, it's going to get cold too. I heard that guy a little bit yesterday. I hope it's not going to get colder. I still find those guys phenomenal. Like, how come their brain doesn't squirt out their eyeballs when they do that? Amazes me. But he's listening. See how he puts his head back and forth? Yeah, you can't see the sparkles. That's really a shame, because it is really so sparkly. Can you see the sparkles? I'd really like for you guys to see the sparkles. But nope, no sparkles for you. You cowies? No pets today. I'm not petting you, frozen beasties. We'll be back. Vinny's ready to go. Cow hooves. Goofy dog. Okay, jump through. Let's go. Oh, Bambi's coming back. See, she's gonna finish off the grain. Is there some in there for you? You get it. That's a girl. Okay. Next time.